check out our books, whether they're hard copies, whether they're online, whether they're e-audio, you make sure Alexandria's libraries are used. And we appreciate that. But this doesn't just happen. It happens based on support from the city, your tax dollars at play, and we thank you for that. But also, we have a library foundation. And the library's foundation is the entity that gives us that little extra oomph, so that when we want to offer those special programs like the Black Family Reunion, like the sit-in, the anniversary events, it is the Library Foundation that helps pays for those activities. And so on behalf of the board and the foundation, I want to thank you for attending. You will notice there was a card in your seat from the Library Foundation inviting you to, if you are interested, to join them, if you're interested in possibly serving on their board, if you're interested in making a donation of any sort, then please reach out and share. Now, for today, as I shared with you, the library doesn't do it alone, and we've got a number of really good friends. Each branch has its friends organizations, but the library and some of those special events I was referring to have some VIPs. And I'd like to at least have some of the VIPs who have joined us today to either stand or raise their hand so that you can see the special group who supports me. They let me know when I'm doing things well. They also, in a gentle way, let me know when I need to work on a few things. Yes, amen. So, to that degree, at this point, I'd like to recognize former Mayor Bill Ewell. One of my former board members, Wendy Fuller. The woman who acts like she's one of my staff, and I thank God for her because I'm not paying her. And so that is Ms. Charma Cargo-Bach. And last but not least, the woman who we have similar names, and so I am one of her friends. I'm one of Miss Rosa's girls, Rosa Bird. So thank you. So today, as you know, we have a meet and greet in which you are in for a real treat. I read her book already, ooh child. And so, we have Miss Melba Moore, and today I would like to bring up Miss Angela Scott, who is from Double Exposure, to do the introduction. Andy?
Alexandria! How you doing today? This is my first time in Alexandria. And y'all are so beautiful. Y'all really are. Y'all are really beautiful. Well, I'm not going to hold you any longer. I'm just going to tell you that she is the Tony winner. Tony Award winner. Y'all know we don't get too many of those. She is a three-time Grammy Award nominee. Yes. And she is absolutely, this is it, marvelous and getting better. Please, an applause for Miss Melba Moore.
Hello! Woo-hoo! Thank you.
Now, before she starts letting you guys know what a TI is, that's what we say up in New York, what a TI is. I'm a little older than y'all. Y'all forgive me. Don't look at me like that. Y'all can beat me. Okay, so we have today, Miss Moore will be signing books afterwards. And we also have a signing poster that we offer to those who did not get the book beforehand and they want to purchase the book. What we have for you trying to get it. What we have for you is this beautiful picture that when you decide to purchase the book, you will be able to receive this picture, and she will pre-sign your picture for you, and you will have that since you haven't gotten your book yet. And when your book comes, you can just put it right in your book and say, I was there. So you can definitely see me, and I will give you one of these. And while she's signing, she will work it out for you. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Angela.
No, you don't need to turn it off. All right. Now we're going to get down to, as they say, the meat and potatoes of the event. So we're going to ask Miss Moore to have a seat.
Before I do that, may I please say hello? Make me sit down before I say something. Woo! I want to say hello to you. This is my first book. So they have to kind of walk me through how to do this. But my hope is that there's some stories in it, some things that will inspire you, because we have a lot of what my daughter tells me is pivots. You think you got it all straight, and you got to turn it all a few times. And maybe one more time. And that's what this is all about. Each of the chapters is named after one of my hit songs. My very first hit record was a dance song called This Is It. Y'all remember Van McCoy? You remember The Hustle? Well, my then husband went and got him for me. So he wrote this great dance song for me, This Is It. But did you also know that he wrote Lean On Me, not the Bill Withers one, but the one that Miss Aretha Franklin did?
Oh.
Which is the one that I do now. So before I got started, I just wanted to give you a little bit of a hint of how the book is laid out. Because I would have thought we were going to do an autobiography. But my daughter said to me, well, first of all, Ma, everybody got a book but you. So why don't you get to stepping? And what I didn't realize is that books have become a big deal now. I mean, 20, 30 years ago, I mean, black people weren't buying books like they are now. So it's a whole new mainstream. So now that we have the internet and social networking, it's a whole new platform for everybody. So welcome to 2026, y'all. Cheers. So I was excited about that. But since it was my first book, she said, Mom, let me get you a team together. So I have a great person by the name of Angelo Ellaby and Double Exposure, who are my publicists. But they put together a book team for me. So I have a co-writer, Kevin Taylor. And what he did was say, you have to organize this. You have to put it in chapters. You have to, and my public life is so long now, I couldn't start with an autobiography. So we narrowed it down to what we call a memoir. That's what this is. We're not trying to tell the whole story. We want to begin with some highlights, and I want to have the questions come from them as much as possible. They don't have to stay with this. I want them to, well, first of all, has anybody gotten the book yet? No. A couple of people have. I haven't. Have you read it yet? No. Okay. So maybe we'll start with some questions that are...
So what we're going to do is she and I are going to, she's going to answer some questions to sort of set the tone and lay the foundation. And then I will run through my questions and open the floor up so you all can ask her questions. Agreed? Yes. All right, that's how we're going to work it then. So we're going to ask her
Watch
to
it, I'll hit a note.
All righty. So the first thing I want to ask is, in your memoir, This Is It, Marvelous and Getting Better, you share, a lot of aspects of your career and life. But the question is how did you stay focused on your work while maintaining a healthy and positive attitude? Because you were in show business, let's face it.
Which is not always very positive, that's true. How did I maintain a positive attitude?
Yes, how did you do it?
Well, now that I look back, I guess I did it. I'm not sure. I think maybe I'm a positive person.
I can believe that. I can believe that. You know, so you talk about your TV successes, and such as the Summer Variety Show in 1972, where you and Clifton Davis, who we all know is currently on the soap opera Beyond the Gates, yes. So when you had that chance, I mean, that was an amazing variety show, and we knew it was doing great things. And then it was followed by your having an opportunity to have the Melba show. But there were a lot of pitfalls there. So do you mind sharing with us why things didn't quite work out?
Well, the first thing happened, the Melba Moore Clifton Davis show, because I was starring on Broadway in Purlie, the musical. Because before Purlie, the musical, it was Purlie Victorious.
All right.
With Ossie Davis and Ruby Dee. So I was following the footsteps of Ruby Dee with music. But my fellow actor, Novella Nelson, who played Aunt Missy in Purlie, was a friend of Clifton Davis. And he was in the chorus of Hello Dolly, which at the time was starring Miss Pearl Bailey and Cad Calloway down the street from us.
Wow.
So both of us were on Broadway at the same time. So that was kind of the opening up of Black people being featured in musical, well, plays, period.
Yes.
So one day he came down to see Novella, and she introduced him to me, and we started dating, and eventually we had a relationship. But then he went from the chorus of Hello Dolly to one of the male leads of a Broadway musical called Two Gentlemen of Verona. So he went from the chorus to the lead. So we were already kind of like the Black Sonny and Cher on Broadway. So what happened was the people from Carol Burnett's show came to me, and I had to get a manager because I still didn't even have a manager or an agent.
Wow.
But I got one, then I signed with William Morris to represent me on that situation. And invite me to come and do the summer replacement, 6 shows for her show. She offered me her spot. But then Clifton said, well, what about me? I said, okay, well, honey, you can come along too. So we brought ourselves and our relationship to the Melba Moore Clifton Davis show, which I think worked so well because we really were in love. And we really were 2 Black stars on Broadway. And I guess we kind of looked like that.
Yes.
Plus, we brought a couple of people from the Purlie show to make sure that the humor was palatable for Black people, because everybody who was writing for the show were white. They were not accustomed to doing anything for Black people. And I brought the young lady who does Miss Gladys Knight's hair now, but she stole it from me. Her name is Blondie Brown. So when you see all those Afro-centered beautiful hairdos that I have on the Melba Moore Clifton Davis show, that's Blondie Brown. But I brought her with me from Purlie. Well, she didn't do the hair for Purlie, but I knew her. And so that's why I had those beautiful hairstyles. And Bernard Johnson was a gentleman who did all my costumes. So you don't know who he is, but that's why the show looked so beautiful and was done so well.
Absolutely. And when you did Melba, the timing on it was unfortunate.
Yes, the space shuttle.
Yes.
What's the name? It wasn't Columbia, was it?
Challenger?
Challenger. Blew up.
The same day.
And from then on, everything was kind of preempted. And I didn't really have, like I said, a manager.
Right.
So I didn't really have anybody following through for me to make sure that the negotiations went on so that I could get picked up again. So that was one of the many pitfalls that I had that caused me to pivot and try to figure out, well, what else are we going to do now? Because that wasn't going to be there.
All right. So bouncing back to the whole notion of you being a musical artist, how did the legendary singer, songwriter, producer, and lifelong friend Valerie Simpson, now for those of you who don't know, she's part of the dynamic.
Y'all know who Valerie is?
All right, Ashford and Simpson. You know, how'd she help you enter the recording industry?
Well, my very first, I feel better standing up, excuse me.
Carry on.
My first occupation that I got paid for was a public school music education teacher in Newark, New Jersey. And I had a stepsister and a stepbrother. I started my life in New York City to a single mother who was a professional singer, who was gone all the time. And she was trying to take care of her mother who had had strokes, my grandmother. So I was raised by a nanny, and her name was Lulu Mae Hawkins. But she was an orphan, illiterate, traveling domestic. How she got to New York, I don't even know. But she raised me. But fortunately, I really kind of sounded like her. I talked like I was a cotton chopper too. And that's how I got my Tony Award for Purlie. But before Purlie, well, I was a school teacher, as I said. And I was trying to tell you that my family moved to Newark, New Jersey because my mother met and married this musician from Newark named Clem Morgan. He was a piano player. They married, so he had a son and a daughter. So now, instead of this broken family with no siblings, no uncles, no aunts, no relatives that I knew of, they were all in Birmingham, Alabama, or somewhere else, but I didn't have a family. Now I had a brother, a sister, I had cousins, I had aunts, I had uncles. This may sound strange to you, but that's the first community that you had. And so I'm saying, that happened to me when I was 10 years old. So usually, when you are the instrument and you're the voice, by the time you're 3 or 4 years old, somebody in the family tells you you have a voice. But I've been a late bloomer ever since that. I didn't know, there was no music in my family. I was 10 years old, my mother moved to New Jersey, married a piano player. He made us all take piano lessons. So now I become a piano student. We're all singing in the house and everything, and they rehearse their live band, and I heard a live band in my living room in Newark, New Jersey, okay? So, but that's when I fell in love with music and decided that instead of going to the regular high school, I wanted to go to Performing Arts High School in Newark and major in music. And so that's when I studied music and became really a musician. But my first work was as a public school teacher. And because mother and daddy were musicians, they said, you know what, you're gonna get real jobs. Because they faced the racism, no security in your work. Every job is the last one. You got to start all over. You have to book yourself. You have to face all kinds of inequities. It was just so difficult. So they wanted something better for us. So I was a school teacher for about 3 or 4 years. But then after that, seeing mother and daddy so happy and going to see all the different jazz acts that were around and everything, I really had a yearning to be anything in music, just performing. Matter of fact, I ran into some of my former students who said, my name was Miss Smith then. I changed it to Moore because my family name was Morgan. And they said, Miss Smith in the classroom, you always said, I'm gonna be a star someday. So I must have had this real pining to try to do this. So my dad helped me to try to get into the industry by taking me around to some of his agents and friends that he had. One of the people we met was Valerie Simpson. She was in somebody's office trying to take a meeting, so was I. We exchanged numbers, and she ushered me into the industry as a backup recording artist. That's how I got into the industry. But how it helped me was, first of all, I made great money because we got like about $35 an hour per session. We did at least 3 or 4 sessions a day because she was booked up to here. So I left teaching school, which was very secure financial, but I was making great money. And I'm so excited to sing behind all the top singers. But one of the people who did the recording was the people who were doing hair. And they were still casting. And so at the end of the day, they asked all the people to come down and sing for the director, the producer, to get into the musical. I said, well, we don't have any experience. They said, well, we'll train you. Well, Valerie went down too, and she could have been in hair, but she decided, she said, they don't pay no money, so I'm going to write songs. And that's how she got me started really in the industry.
Oh, okay. So since she mentioned hair, let's keep with that. And so it was a legendary musical, you know, and Melba, you became one of the first African-American actresses on Broadway to take over a leading role from a white actress, Diane Keaton. And so can you give us some insight into that experience and that groundbreaking musical?
Well, what had happened was they had several different, very talented white, blonde, blue-eyed actresses doing the lead role as Sheila. and they left to go on to do other things. And one of the times, I think, Diane Keaton was doing the role at the time. And she left to go to do Play It Against Sam, I think was the play that she did. But the point is, one of the black actors in the show said, well, you always have white people doing this show. I thought this was fair and open and everything. Why can't a black lady do this? And they said, well, we didn't think of it. She said, why don't you let Melba try out? I said, okay. She had a big mouth. And she said, well, we just didn't think of it. So what we'll do is we'll train her for the role. We'll let her try it out in a couple of matinees, and if she does okay, we'll give her the part. But that's how I got the female lead of Sheila, replacing Diane Keaton.
Now,
You can applaud.
I really want her to tell us, when they offered her and they said, Melba, would you like to do hair? Now, y'all know what that statement sounded like to us. And you responded.
Well, the thing was, when we were doing the recording session, and the music director was performing his version of the music Hair, he had the two leaders and the writers of the show, Jim Rader and Jerry Ragland, accompany him. But they were hippies. And they were hippies. I was just out of teaching school. And back in those days, they wouldn't even let you wear an afro. You had to straighten your hair. I had never seen a play, much less a Broadway play. I had no idea what any theater was. So this gentleman walks up to me. He's got this bright, red, bushy, curly hair. Looked like his fingers are stuck in a live plug. His hair was like, and he didn't have on no shoes, and he had on a T-shirt that looked like his mother forgot to tell him how to separate the colors from the whites in the laundry. And he had a big rip on his left cheek. So he comes up to me and he says, how would you like to do hair? I said, excuse me? I do not have a Bachelor of Arts degree in music to do nobody's hair. And of course, he explained to me it was going to be a Broadway show.
Easy mistake, understandable. We understand why. Now, if you can tell us about your feelings and how it was regarding your Tony win in 1970, when you got the Tony for Purlie, of which you became the first African-American actress to win in the category of Best Female Lead.
No. Supporting.
You were supporting, not lead.
Cleveland was the lead.
Okay, all right. Well, you won in the Best Female Supporting role.
In a musical, yes.
First African-American to do that. What did it feel like? Because as they made certain announcements on things.
Well, the announcements were only part of it. I really didn't know what a Tony Award was because I had nothing to do with theater except for hair. And so I was trying to learn, and I was not an actor. I did not study acting. So when I got into Purlie, as I was saying, I was really imitating my nanny who had raised me, but I was nervous on the stage. Working with other actors and sustaining your role, all of that was so disconcerting to me. I did not think about the Tony Awards. I would not. I had too much to focus on. So when I got to the theater, we performed a song, 2 songs, I think, from Purlie. First of all, it was very disorientating to me because in the theater it's always dark. But they were doing it for television, so the lights were bright like this. I kept getting distracted by that. I did not understand the categories. And then there was a gentleman by the name of Jack Jones. First of all, he was announcer, but he was always drunk. And he got up and said somebody else's first name.
Yes.
And my last name.
Melissa.
So I started to leave. I said, okay, well, that's not me. But I heard the audience say, Melba Moore, Melba Moore. I said, oh my God, what did I do wrong? I was just so disoriented. And so I came out, and I think I said, oh my God, thank you. I was so disoriented. I guess a lot of this industry for me, the way things have happened, was disorienting. They just didn't happen the way normally things happen in the industry, and certainly not for me. And now that I look back, I'm saying, I'm so blessed just to have survived it because they were they could give you a nervous breakdown just trying to get through it. In other words, it was very exciting.
My last question, so that I leave time for you all to ask questions, is what does it feel like to have your version of the Black National Anthem, Lift Every Voice and Sing, become the one recording that was selected by the Library of Congress for the National Recording Registry?
Obviously, that's an extremely great honor.
Absolutely.
But the way that it happened was, okay, once more, I'm a New Yorker. I start out in Catholic school.
Mm-hmm.
I don't have any knowledge of our Black history. Not really raised in a Black surrounding, a Black neighborhood. So one day I was watching TV, and I saw Dr. Dorothy Height on the NAAC Image Awards, and she was receiving an award. I was so impressed with her. I got her number and called her and asked her, could I just come and be with the organization and travel around and see what she did? Well, she used to do these Black family reunions.
Yes.
And she invited me to just come around. I just met everybody. I took my daughter out with me, and we were just so excited. But after I'd been out there for a while, she said, Melba, you need to sing something for the prayer breakfast. And well, I didn't sing no gospel music because I was Catholic, and I didn't know any songs to sing. So she said, why don't you sing the national hymn? I said, well, what's that?
No, you did.
I did.
No, you did.
She said, you don't know the song written by James Weldon Johnson? I said, no, ma'am.
Oh.
But I wouldn't have found out, and once I did, I was with Capitol Records, and I said, I bet you a lot of Black people don't know that we had this anthem. This wasn't official.
Right.
We sing a lot of things.
That's right.
And we're still working our way out of slavery into becoming full first-class citizens. We achieved a lot, but that was a big, big, big step. So what I did was I went to my record company, Capitol Records, and the head of the A&R department was a Black person. His name was Scott Folks. So I said, what do you think about us recording the Negro National Anthem? And he was very sympathetic to me. But then I said, you know, what if it's a hit record? And a lot of people like me don't know that we have an anthem. They don't think it's my hit record. So it was my idea to go and get all these other incredible artists to join me so that we could see that it was, our hymn. But what he did is he got B.B. Winans and C.C. Winans, which was the first sacred act to be signed to a secular label, Capitol Records. And B.B. went and got everybody else for me. He got the Clark family, he got Stevie Wonder, he got Dionne Warwick, who else? Freddie Jackson, Stephen,
Yes.
I can't remember, but everybody that's on it. But once we did it, I took it to Dorothy Height, and she took it to Congressman Walter Fauntroy.
Right.
And she and Dr. C. Dolores Tucker, who was a congresswoman at the time, collected them. They went and they got it entered into the congressional record.
Yes. Yes. Amen. So those are the questions I have for you. And I know you all are out here just dying to ask her some questions. And so at this point, we'll walk the microphone around for any of you who have a question and allow you to ask Ms. Moore.
Hello, Ms. Moore.
Hi.
I'm so glad that you're here.
Me too, thank
I
you.
don't know the chronology of this album, but it has I Got Love on it. It's got a medley from Hair on it. You have this big fro and you're leaning against the wall. Do you remember that album?
Oh, yes. I think it was the first album I did.
I know what it was.
I think I might have still been in Hair. I just got out of Hair. That's why I got this big fro. I look like I'm still in Hair. I'm sitting on a trunk, right?
Yes, you're sitting on a trunk leaning against the wall, as a matter of fact. I was hoping you could talk about the genesis of that album, the sessions, and also about that the photography involved, because I hung that album cover on my walls at school.
Let me see how much I remember about that. That was my first recording. I had a manager, an agent by that time, and I think he got me signed to Mercury Records. And so I did a couple of songs from Hair, and Purlie. So that's why those songs are there. So I hadn't really become an R&B singer yet. That's another thing that has been hallmark, and I think, a unique thing. I'm still learning my craft. And so I was just starting to be like a pop singer. And if you listen to that record and you listen to the ones now, you see, hopefully, how much I've grown. But that was my very first album.
All right.
Hi, Ms. Moore.
Hi.
My name is Wanda Rice. I'm originally from South Carolina. I've written my first book, but I haven't published it. It's Heart's Redemption. And I'm just trying to find my way to finish it, add some more stuff to it. Do you have any pointers for me?
Well, I think you can get a lot of information in terms of, I think, get a book writing team together for yourself. Get somebody that's a co-writer to write with you, and you can find that on the internet. And start to put your story on tape, or we don't have tape no more, do we? Huh?
I thought about putting it on Amazon or Audible.
Audiobooks?
Yeah.
Will they publish it?
Once I finish it, I'm trying to,
So what is Audiobooks?
Audible.
This is where her local public
Audible.
library can come
mean like
in
talking?
handy. And we actually have some programs about writing books,
Oh, great.
writing and telling your story. And so where are my staff? And they will tell you
Excellent.
what you need to do and how you can join us. Loving it. Loving it.
Excellent.
Hello, Ms. Moore. My name is Martha.
Hi.
Your voice is still very clear and very crystal clear, just very pure. I'm wondering, why aren't you singing at the cafes or any of the other places that entertainers go to have little chats or singing?
I am.
Are you? Okay, could you tell us what
I'm
you
on,
are?
I'm on tour. I'm going to be on tour with, who's it? Climax, Shirley Jones, and Monique is hosting, MC. She probably calls everybody out, but
Don't be shy.
I just did a concert with Karen White. Denise Williams was on the show. Sherelle, Michelle Lee. I'm trying to think who else. Oh, I just did a show in Salt Lake City, Utah. Cat Williams. And he's going to have me on tour with him. Come where? Well, invite me.
Okay, I've got the mic right here.
Yes.
So let me allow this person to speak.
Hi.
Hi, Ms. Moore. My name is Beverly Johnson, and I'm from Freehold, New Jersey. Your
Freehold.
production company, home of Bruce Springsteen. Your production company, The Gallery Entertainment, is run by your daughter, Charlie Huggins. Can you explain to us what it's like to have an entertainment business in the family?
Very challenging. She's my daughter, and we brought her up in the industry. And I think her first desire was to be an attorney. And she could sing. I said, why don't you sing? She said, Ma, I'm looking at it, it's too much work. So, but as things went, our family broke down. That's part of my story in the book, too. And it didn't seem like we would have any way to come back together. But she's always kept a relationship with her father. She's kept a relationship with me. And eventually, her dad came through some difficult times. All his bridges were burnt. And guess who's taking care of him? Me. You know why? Because I'm a Christian. And that's why I'm being so blessed. First of all, you can give me a clap for that. Yeah. But also, it gives us the opportunity through this book to actually start doing business together. And because the book is personal, I'm very careful about who I talk about and how I talk about them. But I have to remind her and her dad that it's my story, and these are the challenges that I've had. So I can't just say, well, I won't talk about that. This is not an interview now, it's an autobiography. So it's very, very, very challenging, but it's absolutely worth it. What this is going to be is everything that I've built up now is going to be at another level, and because we have the internet so huge and so wide, it's going to be my legacy to her, or our legacy to her. Plus the family is whole again. You can get an applause for that.
All right, we've got a
It's a
question
great
back here.
question. Thank you.
Hello, Ms. Moore.
Hi.
Thank you. I had always wanted to see you in person.
Now you can see me
And
up
now I
close.
see you up close in person. So I regret that I've not seen you in performance. But I have a question. You just talked about your current family and how challenging but rewarding it is to have them. Can you tell us, and maybe you have, I apologize coming in late, but how supportive your parents and extended family were when you were getting approached on Broadway?
My parents were surprised, but they were discouraging in a way because they knew that it was so difficult. And my dad, I was with him on his deathbed. Fortunately, I had the privilege, because of the nature of his illness on his last days, to actually lie down with him on his deathbed. He could only talk to me in a whisper. And he wanted to know what a blessing I was to his family, because I always let him know how special he was, because I knew it was not to have a father, not to have a sister, not to have a brother. And he was so proud of me. But he said on his deathbed, don't you still want to teach? You know what it's showing me? I see that kind of pattern in every family. We have such dreams and, desires for our children. We want them to have everything better than we had. Until we're kind of maybe oppressive about forcing our desires on them. And we don't understand that they're separate from us and they need to find their own lives. So what I've been trying to do with my daughter is provide room for her to do whatever she wants to do, but try to set a good example and lay a pattern so that even though we're working on this book and we're going to show this, if she wants to do whatever she wants to do and she's discovering it late, first of all, it would never be too late. I think that's an important thing to learn. As long as God keeps you breathing and you keep seeking Him, He'll keep showing you some kind of way that you probably never even thought about. So I think it's important, if we have the opportunity, to warn our children, but not take over their dreams, but help to nourish them. I think it was a great question.
All right, I have a question right here with the mic.
Yes, hello, Ms.
Hi.
Moore. Nice to see you. My question is, hold the mic up. Oh, I'm sorry. Good morning, everyone. Yes, Ms. Moore. My name is Jackie McCord. From Alexandria Library Service Center, where I work with seniors, and we all are here to support you today. And my question to you was, have you ever heard of Sylvia Trade-Moore?
Absolutely.
Well, Ms. Morrison will be entertaining at our center on February the 27th, a Black History program. And since you said you didn't have an invitation.
I'll accept your invitation.
Thank you. Because I wanted the Black anthem to be sung.
All right.
Please.
I will. So you all can send me. You have my contact information. The center has my contact information.
Absolutely.
I will make sure her folks get that. I've got 2 more questions, and then she has to go and get ready for signing. Petersburg Public Library is not going to hurt me because we ran over and she didn't make it to their event, all right? So I'm going to start with here, and then my last question's over there.
I just want to say, I said y'all were beautiful and wonderful, but y'all a bunch of simps. Why y'all ain't asking what happened to an arm? I'm just saying.
Oh, I was out in Salt Lake City, Utah, on the way to do a show just opposite Cat Williams. And, well, he helped me get my star. He made me a star.
Yes. It's in the book. Read the book. Buy the book. Read the book.
But I shouldn't have been carrying my own bags, but my arms were full.
Star.
And
$75,000 it
tread on my
costs
sneakers
to get
I
you a
needed new
star.
sneakers, but they stopped and I
was
kept
being
going
honored.
forward. And I couldn't break the fall with my arm. So thank God it didn't fall on my face. But I broke the fall on the tip of my elbow and fractured it. So now I got something to talk about.
All right, the mic's right here.
Ms. Moore, I'm Paul Friedman from Alexandria.
Hi.
I'm so honored to meet you. I had the privilege, I grew up in Connecticut, I had the privilege of going with my family to see you perform in Purlie. And we were blown away by the experience. We never got over it. We became lifelong fans of yours. And so my question for you is, would you sing just a snippet of that today for us, just a little bit? Just a little bit?
Is that
Do you
going
know what,
to,
Angela?
can we?
Is it too much to go get my phone? Yeah, it probably is.
Okay, so guys, listen. Can't she just sing a little something for you? Just a little snippet of something? A cappella? Would you take it? Okay. You need me to beatbox?
No, I'm trying to think.
I'm gonna move over here.
My throat is dry. Hold on. What I can do for you, maybe just a warm up, because, wait a minute.
Okay.
Somewhere over the rainbow, way up high, there's a land that I heard of once in a lullaby.
All right. Okay, we've got one last question.
Okay.
One last question.
One more.
And then she needs to head out to where we're going to sign, and we're going to do the raffle because a lucky few will win a copy of the book so that you can get her to autograph it for you. Take it away.
And then for those who are not winners of the book, just remember, keep in mind, I will be standing somewhere on the side. I'll be there to take your purchase. Hi, Ms. Moore.
Hi.
I just have to tell you that when I was a young kid, I guess in high school, I used to spend the evenings with my mother listening to Purlie, Victorious, and Hair all the time. I grew up listening to those things. It wasn't until I was much older, however, that I was able to actually go and see Hair. So my question to you is, how did you feel about the nudity part of Hair?
Good question.
I can tell you how my parents felt about it. She's fresh.
Oh, no, she didn't.
She's fresh.
Angie said she's fresh.
She's fresh. You don't have to answer that.
Well, at first I didn't do it because they had, when I came into the show, it wasn't in the show, but during previews, they said everybody had to do it. So they actually had kind of a revolt there, and everybody kind of just said they wouldn't do it. And then they made it voluntary, then I got curious. So there I was naked, standing in front of my parents. Well, surprises happen.
Ladies and gentlemen, please, a round of applause for Ms. Melba Moore.